Oh, not from 15 to 11%. Oh, that's manufacturing that decreased from 15% to 11%, not service industry. That's a factual mistake. That's a clear factual mistake. The information is inaccurately reported here. So as I can see from here, you are now preparing for IELTS Task 1 for the academic module, right? In that case, welcome to IELTS Juice. Join me. We are going to assess a report together. The charts below show the percentage of water used by different sectors in Sydney, Australia in 1997 and 2007. So, what I understand from this rubric is that I'm going to see charts. So I am given more than one visual, at least two. It's plural. And another thing is that I have 2 years, 2 isolated individual years. We have 1997 data, and we don't have any other data in between all the way until 2007. So it's very important. We don't have a trend here. We only have 2 data points, one in 1997 and the other in 2007. The last thing I understand from this is that the majority of my sentences will be in past simple tense, correct? Because we're going to talk about 1997 and 2007. Both happened in the past. So with that in mind, let's continue. Okay, I see 2 pie charts. That's very predictable. Pie charts are excellent in presenting data points. So a point in time, let's just say 1997, the pie chart will give you the breakdown of the information in that certain point in time. And this is ideal when you are dealing with information that is presented to you in isolated years. Anyway, looking at the 2 pie charts, I immediately start looking at the title. The titles are identical, meaning they're the same. One is for 1997, the other is for 2007. Now, let's look at the metrics. So we have percentage. So like all of them combined will create 100% for each year. And there are 5 criteria or 5 sectors. Building industry, I'm going to go clockwise. Building industry, and then household use, and then manufacturing, and then food industry and service industry. So there are 5 sectors. Another thing that catches my eye is that from 1997, when you compare it to 2007, you realize that building industry went down, manufacturing went down, food industry went down. So 3 of these 5 sectors went down, whereas service industry from 13 to 25% went up, almost got doubled. And household use also went from 19% to 21%. That's quite a good understanding of the visual or the visuals which are given to us. I urge you not to start writing right away. Spend some time, analyze the visual or visuals given to you. You need to have a command over the data that you are presented with. First, do that. It's very helpful. You might want to spend 1 or 2 minutes not writing, just focusing on the task, but it's going to save you 10 minutes in the end. That is a critical move. So take analyzing the task section very seriously. Now let's move on to the response. The amount of water usage by various user sections in users, various is more than one, user sections. Various is a good word, I love it, but here we only have 5. I'm not sure if it's called 5 can be various, but okay. But it's plural, so user sections in Sydney, Australia, during a decade from 1997 to 2007. I love the word decade, but the information presented to us is not during a year from 1997 to 2007. This implies that I have access to information from the year 1999 or 2006 or 2002. Do I have access to that information? No. But the order of these words is giving me factual mistake error. So this is not factually correct because we don't have access to the information in between from 1997 to 2007. That's factually incorrect. Is compared in the given pie charts. Yes, present simple is fine because in these pie charts, these 2 data points are compared or are analyzed. Overall, it is abundantly clear, I like this, that the lion's share, I like it, of water was used in the food industry because we have multiple industries. We need to know which industry you're talking about. We're talking about the food industry, not the manufacturing industry, not the building industry or construction industry. So the lion's share, meaning the largest share, belonged to food industry. Let's see. Yes, food industry, 41% here. Yes, food industry here again has almost half, or had almost half, correctly speaking, of the entire water use. While the building industry was the section which used the least water amongst the other counterparts. Understood? During the survey period, it's not a period. I don't like the choice of word. We only had 2 isolated years. It's not a period. There is no duration. They're just 2 data points. You could say during both years, or in both years, not even during is meaningless. So in both years, domestic use saw a negligible change in water usage. All right. So let's see. Domestic use, I guess it refers to household use. I understand that part. And the change was only 2%, and it's negligible. Yes. Even building industry had 3% change, so this is the lowest change. Technically, that's correct. Now I have a problem with this paragraph. In this paragraph, I saw 3 overall points. We understood which one had the highest share, which one had the lowest share, and which one had the lowest change. These 3 overall sentences are not necessarily in one category that you just try to stick them together and form a paragraph? I mean, what's the label of this paragraph? What are we going to talk about in this paragraph? The highest, the lowest, the maximum, the minimum, the extremes? My suggestion is to get rid of this one and then merge these two into one sentence, saying it is abundantly clear that the lion's share, let's just follow the same pattern. It is abundantly clear that the lion's share of water was used in the food industry, while the building industry had the lowest share among others. Done, and we add this to the previous sentence, because a sentence cannot form a paragraph all by itself. You just add it, and then you can have a good introduction with two sentences. And we will later use this. The best place for this would be in the conclusion. So I would have reshaped the same sentences, but I would put them in this order as I just explained. Let's move on. If we pay heed to the details, nice. That's a very good word order. It's beautiful. We can see that in 1997, I need a comma here, just less than a half of water, 48%, was exploited in the food industry, whereas this figure was dipped by 7%. I like it. The numbers below 11 are written in full format. That's formal. It's very good. Instead of writing them in digits. By 7% to 41% at the end of the period. Okay, it's not a period, but in 2007. On the contrary, so before I continue, let me fact check this. So 48% went down to 41%. Yes. Yeah, 48% went down to 41%. That's correct. On the contrary, much less water was used in construction. 5% and 2% in 1997 and 2007, respectively. Beautiful. Again, the digits are not written as digits. They're written as words, full words with letters. The digits below 11. I like them. I like the way that it is presented now in 1997 and 2007, respectively. So now we are looking at the data points as points of data in time. And the decreasing rate, it's not a rate. I would have used change, but the decreasing rate was too low. Okay, much less water was used in construction. So in construction, that's building, the building industry, 5 and 2, yes. Yeah, that's good. Much less water was used. And the decreasing rate was too low. Okay, yeah, it doesn't, the report doesn't tell us that the change was 3%, but that's fine. Similarly, water usage in the service industry was decreased merely from 15% to 11% during the decade, not during the decade. But let's look at it. So the service industry, what? Did I make a mistake? And decreasing rate was low. Okay, similarly, water usage in the service industry was decreased. Now, service industry increased from 13 to 25%. Oh, not from 15 to 11%. Oh, that's manufacturing that decreased from 15% to 11%, not service industry. That's a factual mistake. That's a clear factual mistake. The information is inaccurately reported here. Oh gosh. Looking at the household use, we can observe no considerable change in water usage. Okay, 19%, 21%, not very considerable, correct. Only by 2% in 2% increasing from 19% in 1997 to 21% in 2007. But I need a comma before that. After 10 years, another comma here, a great amount of water was used in production, surged to almost double the number from 13% to 25%. Oh, that's the mistake. Not even in production. Production means manufacturing. Oh, sad. That's another factual mistake. The places were swapped. I mean, the service industry has the numbers for manufacturing, and manufacturing has the numbers for the service industry. Oh, that's just, oh gosh, that is clearly a factual mistake. Oh my God. It's an honest mistake. I get it, but that is still factually incorrect. So 211 words. Let's look at the band descriptors. All right. You can see the factual mistake or factual mistakes effect here. Details may be irrelevant or inaccurate. So the details are inaccurate in 2 instances. And that contributed to task achievement being 6. Coherence and cohesion, I had the overall progression, but I wished it was clear. Vocabulary range was sufficient with beautiful words, but not all of them were helpful. There were errors, but the errors did not confuse me vocabulary-wise. They did confuse me for the facts presented, which affected the score here. And the grammar was just fine. I mean, I didn't see a lot of grammatical mistakes, maybe a couple of punctuation errors. And basically, a variety of complex structures were used, yeah. All in all, it's a 6. It's a good report, but there are factual mistakes in it. And we need to understand the visuals are in pie charts, and the pie chart gives us the data of a certain year, and it doesn't show you trends. You don't have data in between the 2 years. I hope that would be a very good takeaway for you. Remember, reports and your essays are going to be your representatives. So make sure they clearly and accurately reflect the facts and the data. On that note, I wish you a lovely day ahead.